up, though?
Pew, 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 pew.
What up, though?
Fireworks.
And also semi-trucks. If you can hear those in the background, it's because we're recording in our van at a rest area
on a road trip.
We're in Missouri right now.
Missouri.
That's what they've told me that they call it.
Is that what the people told you they call it?
Yeah, one person. That's not a big sample size, so I should ask a few more.
You should.
Well, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. We're really glad to have you. And it's kind of a great episode for you to come in on because it's going to set the tone for what we want the rest of our podcast episodes this year to kind of touch on. But we also think it's super important to let you know who we are before we continue talking. And you just listen to two random voices speaking about hiking for the next 45 minutes. Who are you? I'm
Basecamp.
And I'm Yeti Legs.
And this is
our podcast. Yeti
walks into Basecamp.
Talking
through
hiking. We are a married couple. We have a husky mute who is basically the best thru-hiking companion that we could ask for.
She's pretty great.
We do a few ultra runs. We haven't done any recently, but we want to get back into it.
Yeah.
What thru hikes have we done? Let's just list all the thru hikes that we have either completed or like tried to
working on.
The PCT.
The TMB.
CT
number 1U.
CT was me.
Collegiate Loop
U.
Arizona Trail.
Us.
Colorado Trail.
Us.
And then we've done a ton of like
smaller
30
stuff.
to 50 mile trails.
Yeah. We got some 100-mile trails that we would like to touch on.
Like Centennial Trail.
Oh, we got to finish the Rainbow Trail.
Yeah. You really never finished.
Y'all, and there's like a northern Colorado trail.
That has now officially opened or someone has done it.
They've hiked it, but it ain't official.
It's not official, I guess, but someone hiked it and linked trails together.
So check that out.
I bet there's some road walking too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to guess. Yeah. What do we do in our normal worlds when we're not podcasting or hiking?
I am a film commercial producer / assistant director. So I combine those roles sometimes. Sometimes I do separate. It depends on the budget, depends on the request. But yes. What about you?
I don't ever actually know what to call myself.
You're a biologist now.
I could say biologist or ecologist, but more people know what a biologist is than an ecologist.
Yes.
So I'm an ecobiologist. How about that?
I like that. That. Yeah, ecobiologist.
I like that.
Turns me on a little.
Let's coin that term. So that's me.
Yes.
And I work for a state agency in Colorado, and I'm super glad to work with them.
They're amazing.
So let's jump back to what we were saying. So we just finished the Cotton World updates.
Back to reality. Well, okay. Well, let's talk about the vision of this podcast. We have spent, just so all of you know, we want to be super transparent with you about our process and where we feel like we want to go with this podcast, and we'll see how it evolves. But I think for the last few months, as we've been through hiking, we've been talking a lot about the podcast and just trying to figure out what brings us joy in the podcast, what brings us passion, and what do we want to give you as the listener?
And also, like, what makes our podcast stand out from all the other podcasts? Because there's some really good ones out there. But, you don't want to emulate, like, word for word other podcasts and, copy their styles.
Yeah.
So we want to be a little bit different. I think we have that because we're a married couple doing it.
Yeah.
But also what you're about to say too.
So I'm really, because we were just talking through like what brings us passion in the podcast. So something I really want to add, and I've mentioned it a few times here, but never really dug in yet, is I want to bring more stories from other people, whether it's a scary story from a trail, a thru hike, a crime story of a trail or thru hike, and then what we can bring to that of what would we have done different potentially in that scenario. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want people to be scared to not go outside, because we still go outside and hear these stories. And we just want to tell stories from the trails.
Yeah.
And whether it's funny stories, worst poop stories, norovirus stories. Yeah. So if any of you have any suggestions, we would love to hear them.
What about Basecamp's boulangerie?
Oh, My God. Basecamp secrets.
Something like that. Like story-based episodes where we either do research on stories for ourselves or you write in with your own story.
Something that we talked about is so when we tell our stories, we want to tell it in a succinct order.
Or subsequent, whatever you want.
Subsequent. That's what I was thinking. It was subsequent. Okay. So we will make an announcement or something where we're like, hey, we're going to tell our Arizona Trail story. And we will make them all together. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. So that way you're getting all of them in a cluster versus part 1, part 2, part 3. Oh, wait, we'll throw in this interview. Part 4, okay, another interview. And you're like, wait, where are all of them? And so that is something that I personally really want this year is if we tell our actual hiking stories that we cluster them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we want to keep doing the brands. We want to keep doing the fireside chats, which are our interviews with other hikers.
Yeah.
If we can get our hands on some really good, juicy stories to recount to y'all and our stories.
Yeah. So I feel like it's still going to be a mixed bag of like, you never know what you're going to get.
But we're staying in the realm.
Yes, but we'll try to give you guys more heads up or we'll try to keep them more organized.
We try and make the podcast for the general hiking community like digestible for them. But maybe we could focus on that a bit more.
Yes.
And not so much of the thru-hiking thing, which is what we're talking about with the elitism and how we've kind of changed our persona with that.
Well, here's the plan, and we're hoping that this will be launched within this time period, is that we'll have a website for all of you to go to, and we'll make that announcement once we have it launched. But the goal is that in this website, you can go to it and you can find all of our episodes. And my hope is that we can cluster our PCT episodes together. We can cluster the Gear Brand interviews together. I don't know. That's my dream and my hope. And then the big one is a forum. We really want a forum so that you guys can all talk.
And we will keep on doing our environmental corner, which we love. Yes. You know, I feel like if nothing else, our podcast is an outlet to let folks know more about what's happening in our environment and what they can do.
So I love this brand. Found them a few years ago, stumbled into their store in Leadville, Colorado, and that is Galena Mountain Projects.
Did you literally trip into the store?
Almost, probably. Well, you wanted to go into the store.
Galena Mountain Projects.
Yes, you wanted to go in the store, and then when we were in there, I was like, oh my gosh, this sun shirt is phenomenal.
They're bamboo, kind of like hybrids. I think it's bamboo and polyester, but they're super sweet. They don't hold in the pit stink quite as much as a pure polyester would. And so that is originally what took us into Galena. And ever since then, we've broadened our horizons and tried a bunch of their different products. And freaking awesome, yo. I'm wearing, I was wearing earlier one of their tech hoodies, which is probably my favorite hoodie that I think I've ever worn.
It's incredible. And they also have just really good products that you can also wear in your day-to-day life. You can wear them out skiing, hiking, snowboarding, walking, going to the brewery, going to the store. It's going on a date. Everything about Galena, they have really just cute products for females, sexy products for men, and they have really cool hats. They're just a great overall company. They're a cottage company, and so we love supporting them and getting their name and word out. So if you want to check out any of their stuff, especially the Saltwash Sun hoodie, if you're looking for a hoodie at the beginning of the year, check out GalenaMountainProjects.com. And we do have a discount code.
Discount code is WB. That's Whiskey Bravo. And then 20 for 20% off of your purchase at Galena. And just know that if you purchase from Galena, you will be supporting local artists because they do source a lot of their artwork on their designs from local artists to try and produce as much of their product as they can in Colorado, so not overseas. And all around, just a great company. If there's anywhere to leave a comment whenever you make a purchase, just let them know that Yeti Legs and Basecamp sent you.
So let's talk about elitism of thru-hiking.
Boy.
I think, okay, you guys, true confessions. We're
True
just being
confessions.
transparent. You know, I'm laying prostrate in front of you. I know that I have been an elitist in Thru-Hiking, and I am sorry. And I am coming to you now in a vein of humility and authenticity
Yeah.
and honesty. And I'm sorry if I ever brought that into the podcast and ever created a space where people felt like they could never do this. And we haven't gotten feedback that anyone's ever felt that way.
We just started thinking about it.
But we've been thinking about it.
And I guess to expand on what she's even talking about, in case you're not a thru hiker, you probably have only seen it through, secondhand interactions with other hikers who are thru hikers. But there's definitely a hierarchy of superiority and elitism in the hiking community. And I think that can be told most easily by using a couple of different names used to classify different types of hikers. You've got your day hiker. You've got your weekend warrior who's going to do more than just a day hike. They might do a little bit of backpacking as well. You've got your section hikers who are aspiring thru hikers, but they can't either find the time, the money, or they can't physically endure doing long, month-long stretches. So they do longer trails in little chunks. And then you've got your thru hikers. And these are the ones who are out there bagging the big miles, knocking out these big trails, or even just a bunch of the smaller trails. And as you work your way up that hierarchy, that totem pole of hiking, it seems like the bigger the ego, the bigger the trail that you hike, which is kind of funny. And there's a term that I've heard a lot of other hikers use, and I don't even know if we've used it in this podcast, but they call people who are non-hikers muggles. Isn't that really derogatory?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So if you don't know what a muggle is, from Harry Potter, it's the people that can't use magic.
They're the
no-mages.
The no-mages.
Yeah. So I think what our goal here is to really just kind of stop using that type of terminology that puts people in certain brackets, because we're all just out there fucking walking, right?
Yeah.
And we're all just trying to appreciate nature and the wildlife and the flora out there. And we all deserve to be out there unless we're out there leaving trash. You don't deserve to fucking be out there. So you can take that crap home.
You can tell Wesley's very strong has a strong opinion about his trash
I'm
on the
passionate
trail.
about that. Look, if you can't abide by leave no trace principles, they're not laws, but they're guidelines. And they're great guidelines, which are intended to best preserve nature and our natural resources while allowing folks to get outside and respect it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
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 So that.
And I think what I know, I don't want to speak for both of us, but I think something I really would love to see more of is us encouraging people just to be able to go outside. And if you have a question about what type of shoes to buy or backpack or sleeping bag, or we literally, I think what it comes down to is that we have a lot of information that we can give away to people because we do have a lot of experience. It's just like someone who has a lot of experience being a financial advisor, and they're advising people on how to do their stocks and how to save or how to invest. And I think that is something we bring to the table that we can give people is if you want to get into hiking, we want to help you. If you have questions, we are here for that. And we won't judge you. We won't judge your process. And I think that's what I mean by I feel like I probably brought this level of, or this energy of elitism, and people might have been scared to ask us very basic, simple questions because they might have been scared we would judge them.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to say we're not going to judge you at all. We are super happy to help every single person who has a question about hiking, backpacking, even Thru-Hiking.
We love you regardless of your level of experience in hiking or your political alliances. So feel free to let us know any questions. We're not going to trash you on the podcast unless you trash nature.
Oh my gosh. No.
I'll stop.
We won't trash you if you trash nature.
We will not trash you.
Wesley might call you and ask why you trash nature. And he'd want to give you a serious reprimand, but that's it.
We would just talk over a beer.
That's it. Okay.
So recently we have tried to complete a few trails, and for one reason or another, we have been unsuccessful in completing the Arizona Trail twice.
You guys.
And the Colorado Trail most recently. We were hiking it with Leve, our dog. And so we've been on these 3 different trails. You have all these logistics to get to the trail, and you quit your jobs or
put them on hold.
You put them on hold to go do these hikes. And it's kind of disheartening whenever you don't actually finish. And, we experienced that a lot with folks who were not able to finish their hike on the PCT in 2022 because of the fires, which is out of their control. And we came across things that were out of our control that caused us to not complete both of these trails 2 and 1 time a piece. And it's definitely humbling. But also the other thing that happened was a really great conversation we had with a really amazing human. His name is Uncle Nomad, but he has a new name now. His new name is Blueprint. But we talked about Uncle Nomad on our last day of the PCT. So it's going to be PCT week, I think, 26, which is our last.
It's the very last week of our entire journey.
Of 2025.
It's like the Lord of the Rings when the ring goes into Mordor. That's what it feels like. It's the end of our journey.
Who's Schmeagol?
No. My precious.
And then he finally gets it.
He got it as he burned.
He did.
He got what he wanted as he died.
Yeah.
I don't know who Smeagol would be.
But
we were Sam and Frodo.
Would you rather be Sam or Frodo?
Ooh. Well, the better question is, which one am I? And which one are you? I think you're Sam and I'm Frodo. Because you're the more encouraging, like, we're going to be fine. Everything's okay. And I'm over there like, we're not going to make it.
So I'm the one carrying the backpack full of cast iron and
pretty much. Pretty much, yes. That would be you, 100%.
Oh, I'll take that, I might be more buoyant than you. Sam
and I'm a little more mopey. I don't know why we're here.
That's funny. I love me some Samwise Gamgee. Mr. Frodo.
There is good in the world.
Have you ever seen an Oliphant? Giveaway alert.
It's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
And you know what I love?
Being warm.
I love being warm.
Yes, you do. You know what else I love, and I know you love too? Not having a back-breaking load of weight on your back.
Yes, that is true.
Yes, it is. And you know how you get that?
You know what helps that?
Leve Outdoors.
Because they have a very, very lightweight, I call them mid-layers, that if it's super cold outside, I will mid-layer it with my puffy. But honestly, in the summer, you can also make it your actual jacket. It's not a jacket, but you can. And Cameron, who actually runs the company and his family, does these epic alpha hoodies. He has a 60, a 90, and a 120. And so all of them are for different types of terrain, weather, and temperatures.
And he also does beanies. He does a hiking sun shirt now. And he's got a super ultra hyper lightweight jacket, which you should go and check out. And of course, he's got 5-panel hats, which are like probably not what you would take through hiking, but they're super stylish to walk around the street with.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
And we have a discount code for them. And so if you go to Leve Outdoors website,
Google Leve Outdoors.
Yeah.
AI will direct you there, right?
Yes. But when you purchase anything there, you get a discount code of
10% if you plug in Yeti Walks into Basecamp, all one word, at checkout. Now, that does get you 10% off of your purchase. And just know that Cameron does have a lot of promotions internally as well. So the promos don't stack. So definitely use the one that's going to get you the most discount. But you always have this one to fall back on if you need it.
And if you are able to, if there's any comment section or anywhere inside of your shipping order, if you can just let him know that Yeti Legs and Basecamp sent you, we would be greatly appreciative.
And to that, we are giving away a little care package from Cameron Thank you, Cameron, for sponsoring this podcast and our episode, and the winner of our next care package. So what we do here on the podcast is we ask people to tell us something via email, and if they actually are the first one to reach out and tell us, they get a free care package from the brand that we're talking about. So we're talking about Leve Outdoors. We want to hear what your most interesting animal or wildlife encounter is when on a trail. So shoot us an email with that little story. It can be as short or as long as you want it to be. If you're the first person to email us that story, you'll be a care package winner, and we will coordinate with you via email, get you the right sizes and everything for that care package.
But back to the reason we even went there. But Blueprint, we had a really great conversation with him recently, and he was talking about the elitism of Thru-Hiking and just how we kind of separate ourselves in Thru-Hiking. I think once you do one, you're like, no one can ever understand unless you've done it. You almost feel like you join a club.
Yeah.
And so I think there is this level of like, wow, we've done this wild thing, and it feels like such an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
And once you know, and you're in. But it also creates a division and a separation between you've thru-hiked and you have not.
Mm-hmm.
And so these people who haven't thru-hiked don't understand. So we won't really talk to them or associate with them. I'm not saying that people do this intentionally.
Yeah.
It's not intentional. And people may not do it like I'm seeing it. But I think there is something here that,
yeah,
I don't know, like even podcasts, they'll interview thru-hikers. Or they'll interview people that have done a shit ton of thru-hiking.
It's true.
Instead of, what about the day hiker?
Look, I really want to interview this gal who, she has never thru-hiked, but she's been to all the national parks. She wrote a book, and she's gotten like straight up hated on for this book. But I kind of want to talk to her just to see what her experience has been. So yeah, normal or more normal people. It doesn't always have to be a thru-hiker.
And it's funny because thru-hikers are also normal people. But
yeah, we're all people.
We're all people. I
Yeah.
just think that we want to take down the veil.
Yeah.
Because also, I think hikers, there's this just thing that's been created of this status. Like you said, it's like hitting a gold medal in the Olympics feeling. So I feel like a lot of people that hike or
Mhm.
backpack may look at it and go, I could never do that. Like, I could never.
Yeah.
And I realized, when we talked about the PCT, we would tell you guys our mileage. And I feel like
Nobody cares.
you're
about
probably
that.
listening going, I could never do that.
I think it's important for like our first 30-mile day that we ever did. Like, that's important to say.
It's a story
but
because
for
it
the-
was funny.
Yeah, but for the rest of it, no.
Unless the high mileage meant something for that day, then fine. But
Yeah.
I just think the biggest thing I want to create for this podcast, and I know you agree with me, is that I want people to walk away going, I could do that.
We've got at least one other person that we've inspired. No, two people that we've inspired to do a thru-hike.
Yes, Tahoe Dynamite.
Tahoe Dynamite, who actually went and did the PCT. I don't know what
We
happened to
haven't
her.
checked in with her. We need to.
And Dog Walker Girl.
Yes, and then someone else did. A guy. He
That's right.
he got a permit. He said he got a
That's
permit.
right. Look at it. That's 3.
I think we've had
Holy
more.
cow.
I think we've had more than that. But
We've impacted 3 persons.
three person. No, we've had more than that.
I'm sure.
We have.
Yeah.
But I think it's just that we want to inspire people not only to thru-hike, but to hike, to get outside and go and walk a mile. Walk a mile.
Get your arse
walk a
outside.
mile.
Walk in the trees and the bushes. Get bit by a bug or two.
Oh, a tick?
Not a tick. No.
But like, I really think that's the thing is walking 1 mile a day it's just walking.
But it is not enough for Loba.
It is not enough for Loba.
But it is just walking.
But just starting there
Mm-hmm.
and then do 2. Like you will be astounded how quickly your body adapts.
And look, you'll start to notice stuff that you will never, ever, ever, ever notice in a vehicle.
It is true.
It's
Everything starts to slow down when you're
Or
hiking.
even on a bike,
Yeah.
a mountain bike.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a mountain biker, but there's a lot of stuff you just miss.
Yeah.
So the walking component of hiking is really enjoyable. And like, I feel like a lot of, not a lot, that's a generalization, maybe even an overgeneralization, but to the thru-hikers who are going out to do these hikes and document everything and take all the pictures and the videos. I was there. I tried to do that. I tried to do it with the PCT, with my Colorado trail, and then with the Arizona trail most recently. And whenever we were trying to hike the Colorado trail this winter in October, I started that and then I stopped. And I was like, wow, this is so much more enjoyable when I don't feel obligated. And it's a self-induced obligation. It's not anyone else expecting it. When I don't feel obligated to get all these pictures off my camera, edit them, put them together in a coherent thought, but one that I think people online on like Instagram would want to hear. I'm like, wow, this is liberating. I'm taking pictures and I'm leaving them on the SD card for a week or two. What is this?
But I think, and that's the thing is, I think we've lost the reason we ever did it.
We went outside
The love.
to like disconnect and to see nature.
And that I think even go back further than that. Like, because people have asked us this question before, but like, when did you fall in love with just nature and hiking?
Animal Planet.
But hiking, I
But
mean.
the hiking
like
component.
Yeah, like when did you go, wow, I actually love being outside and getting to walk?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a hard one to pinpoint. Yeah, but just the love for nature itself, I feel like that was always kind of inherent. I would go outside and play in the bushes and in the mud and stuff. Then the Animal Planet just became a thing, and I would watch it in the mornings. I don't think I actually started doing hiking until like every once in a while we would go on a hike with my parents. And then I would do some hikes in college, but nothing like significant.
Until you met Lydia.
Kind of. It was usually more of like just jogging for the sake of getting outside to get miles, to get exercise, to be active.
Yeah,
to stay fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was one of my ex-girlfriends who got me kind of doing longer hikes. This is so painful, but I think the first little backpack trip that we did, I took a cast iron skillet.
You literally are Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah. And I took it wasn't even a full bottle. I took a partially drank bottle of whiskey in the glass bottle in the backpack.
Hold on.
So I'm like carrying the glass
You
bottle
never
and only
told
half
me
of
that.
it is even got whiskey in it.
You never even told me that.
Yeah, it was so painful. It was so painful.
You just wanted to forget that you ever did that.
I did. And I was probably, what was I, like late 20s?
No.
27?
You're probably 30. We met when we were 32.
That's probably 28.
28.
Yeah. It's probably 28 when this happened. And
You guys dated for 3 years? I thought it was 2.
What? No, it was like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that, on and off.
Yeah. So you had to have been like 29, 30.
29. We're going to go 29. But
Okay,
even so, 29, I was like young.
And you were jacked.
And I was jacked. And my body hurt so bad after that. And I was like,
Wait, how heavy was your backpack?
I don't know. I didn't weigh it.
It's probably like 75 pounds.
But I think I had brought one of those like extra large black yard waste bags as a backpack
did?
cover.
Oh, that's adorable, babe.
Yeah, sure.
That's so great.
Look, a lot of mistakes were made, and it made me want to always pack a little bit lighter.
But you didn't like walk away from that going, I hate this. I never want to do it again.
I was like, fuck yeah, but how do we make this better?
How do I improve?
Yeah, I was out there like most people with hiking boots on. I had on shorts, but I had on a cotton t-shirt.
Man, I bet you were chafing.
Dude, you make all the bad mistakes your first go. And
you do.
You learn more as you continue the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Do you remember your first backpacking trip? Was it with me? Were you actually camped?
I did one with this group called Vestigo Adventures. They would take people out, businesses. It would be like team building, like for the employees.
Yeah.
And so the business would pay for these guides to come out and hike, and then they would camp. They would do an overnight backpacking trip. So these corporations figured out that people bonded instead of doing an obstacle course, is they would just pay guides to take them out onto trails and do overnight backpacking trips. The teams bonded more.
Would love to do that.
Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah.
I know.
We got all these other podcasts like Tooth and Claw and National Park After Dark.
Yeah.
They go out with their listenership.
I know.
We should do that with ours.
Yes. Oh, that was another dream I had, is that we get to take people on like a 3 or 4 day little backpacking trip and then do like a graduation at the end. Yeah. And then we all go to a cabin and party. But
even if one person came,
that would be awesome.
That is one more person for Leve to add to her family.
That is so true.
Because if she meets you, you're pretty much in the family.
It's true, especially if you hike with her.
Oh, yeah.
You are a part of the pack. So yeah, that is a dream of mine, is that once we have enough interest from people from anywhere, it could be all over the world, but come to Colorado, do the Colorado Trail with us. We would pick a section. We would get you from the airport to the trail.
Yeah.
And we'd figure out the gear, whether you have your own gear or we help you pick the gear that you need. And you bring your own food, no slack packing, bring your own food. You have your water filtration device, and we all go out there and we have a good time.
We would require that you have a Sawyer
filter. Sawyer squeeze.
Giveaway alert. So recently we hiked the Colorado Trail and the Arizona Trail. And on both of those, we took redundancies for making sure we had good drinking water. We took a water filter in case we had some really mucky water. And then we took a purification method as well. So like chemical treatment, think Aquataz, or you can get some of those other things at the store. They're like 1-2 steps or whatever. But Sawyer products, we use Sawyer Squeeze, like the main Sawyer Squeeze, pretty much our entire backpacking career and thru-hiking career. We just want to express how much we rely on Sawyer in the backcountry whenever we go out there on safe and healthy drinking water. Thank you, Sawyer, for sponsoring this podcast and our episode, and for allowing us to give away a little care package to our listeners here.
Tell us, what is the most exciting thing that happened over your holiday season?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be hiking related.
This episode should be coming out in the new year. So, what is the most exciting thing that happened to you over your holiday season? Shoot us an email at yetiwalksandabasecamp@gmail.com. And if you're the first person to shoot us an email with that story, we'll get you situated with a really nice Sawyer care package to start your new year off right.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have a discount code, but I feel like our testimonies just sell the stuff like pretty damn well. So go and check yourself out some Sawyer. Go get yourself a Sawyer Squeeze to safely go into the backcountry. You can even pick them up at Walmart.
And if you do end up buying anything on their website, please let them know that Yeti Legs and Basecamp sent you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think a lot of the superiority that some hikers may feel whenever it comes to like just the day hiker comes from social media, because you get the followers and like the congrats and the notoriety. Whereas if we were back in the good old days with no internet, it's just word of mouth. And there's like, I'm sure some hero hikers out there, but otherwise you're all literally just hiking the trail with each other.
Because you love it.
Yeah. Who's on the trail.
Yeah.
And unless you're calling your family and your friends, no one else knows what you're doing or how many miles you're pushing or that you just survived a puma attack or whatever. I hope you do survive that attack. But yeah, I feel like the YouTube and social media have like really added an unhealthy layer to thru-hiking.
I see what you're saying there. It's like, it's this idea,
and it can be great. It can be great.
It can be. And I think that the idea for a lot of people is, man, I love thru-hiking. And so how do I keep doing this? And in hopes that I could make money and do what I love. Yeah. And I totally see that and I get it.
Look, that's what we're doing.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do and we do it. And so I do understand the mindset. I think like what you're saying.
Don't let it become your whole.
It could become like the reason why you start thru-hiking is, oh, I'm getting all these followers. Oh, these brands are reaching out to me to do these like promos with them, which is, if that's what you want, that's great. But it does create this world in which it separates us versus them.
And honestly, I don't think you'd last that long if that's your whole reason for through hiking.
No, because through hiking is vicious in the best
vicious.
way. It's painful.
Beautifully vicious and
It's
painful.
painful.
Yeah. So whenever you make a post or you see comments, you get a dopamine hit.
Yes.
And I remember being super guilty of that. Whenever I would make a post, I would look and see how many likes I got or how many comments, and I would find myself oftentimes comparing it to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, why are they getting more likes than me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking unhealthy.
It's toxic. It is. It's toxic for your body.
It is unhealthy. Yeah.
But I do think that you're right. Social media has added a piece to through hiking that is not helpful. And it can be hurtful to the process. Because if you go out there to through hike, you truly, like back in the day before social media, it's because you wanted to disconnect from all this stuff and just be on a trail. And you might just happen to meet people on the way. And now I feel like people do it to connect, which is kind of ironic.
Do you think you would ever do a through hike, even if it's just a short one, but do it with just a paper map?
That scares me.
That way there's like not even a temptation.
That scares me so much.
Does it?
Yeah. You know me. That terrifies me.
Yeah. You could do it on the AT. It's so well marked.
That still scares me because what if you don't know where the water sources are? What about campsites?
No, you could use the little booklets or the paper guides.
But they've changed so much. The water sources have, and climate change
those
every year.
I don't know if it's annually.
Do they change it as the season's going on? Because we learned how that can be very inaccurate. Mm-hmm. And having far out was so helpful because we know where the water sources are typically.
It's a risk layer for sure.
My producer brain would panic with a paper map.
You would.
I would. I'd be like, where's our water sources? They're dry? Great. Where's our next one? Who knows if it's dry? It's like playing Russian roulette.
So how do you think you'll address hiking differently based on how you were deconstructing your old ideologies of hiking and constructing these new ones?
I think I have a lot more grace for myself. And a lot of people say this about through hiking, but it's not about the destination. It is about the journey and what you learn along the way. And I do think I'm actually starting to understand that it's not about touching the terminus, but it's about figuring out what was the point of all of this in the first place.
You remember the guy that we met in South Lake Tahoe? He's a brewer at State Line Brewing.
Yes.
Or he was, at least then. And
he might still be.
He picked us up and gave us a hitch. And he was a through hiker. He completed the PCT. The AT. And we asked if he had any other through hikes in mind. And he's like, no, that was my through hike and I think I'm good. I prefer,
enjoying
doing
the
weekend warrior thing.
Yeah.
Just getting out on a weekend and backpacking.
He's like, I just enjoy getting out and backpacking.
Yeah.
And being able to just do 5 or 10 miles and go to a lake. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
And at the time, we were on the PCT. So we're like, if you've got the mindset to do big miles, why don't you just go and like destroy through hikes? At least that's what I thought. But now I'm starting to understand where he's coming from. Yeah. It's a different ball game.
Is that what you feel like you were learning in your deconstruction and reconstruction of through hiking?
I mean, I definitely think there are weekends where I'll be like, boy, I want to go obliterate a 45-mile hike in 2 days. And there will be other weekends where I just want to go do like a cute little 15, maybe 20 at like the most. So we can enjoy camp by a lake or a creek and take lots of pictures and actually enjoy camp and not just get there and go to sleep and wake up. I think we have the capacity to be campers and hikers, which are kind of what through hikers break down, what type of hiker you are. You're either a camper or a hiker. I feel like we've been both in the past, and it really just depends on the situation, but I'm leaning towards camper a little bit more again.
Probably just because we pushed ourselves so much this year.
We're hitting burnout.
We are sadly hitting a burnout in through hiking that I don't think we ever thought we'd hit. And it's been really hard to embrace and to admit.
And that's okay.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
But just kind of in this space of like, you know what? Be kind of nice to put down some roots for a bit, find some community.
Yeah.
And not save up all of our money just to spend it through hiking all the time.
That is hard.
So
Definitely.
So I think, as we are evolving, I think this podcast will be evolving.
Sure it will be.
But we wanted to focus more on what do you, as the listener, what do you want to know about hiking that you didn't know before?
We've asked this a lot and no one ever really asked.
Well, I mean, I really am I like burning questions, and maybe it's because they were scared we would judge them. I don't know. But I want to do a burning questions episode at some point where people have like questions like what is the shoe you recommend and why? Or what's the pants you recommend or shorts you recommend? Or you can ask us, what's it like hiking as a couple? What's it like hiking with a dog?
Wonderful and hell at the same time.
Yes, probably similar to hiking with a kid.
That, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're in a really beautiful season of reflection, I think.
Yeah, and that's perfectly okay.
It's great.
You don't always have to be planning the next big project for through hiking and destroying miles. I mean, you can be capable of it, but it doesn't mean you have to do it.
Yeah. And it's okay. Like, if you're excited about planning a weekend hike that you've been dreaming of for years.
Yep.
I think that's super exciting. Or just a day hike that you're like, I really want to go up to Vermont and hike, in the spring.
Yeah.
And do day hikes and stay at really cool B&Bs or something. I mean, we do that too. And we don't talk about that a lot, but we do that.
We don't do Airbnbs as much because they've gotten way too pricey.
Well, I meant B&Bs like bed and breakfasts. I was just being like romantic.
Bed and breakfasts are the cutest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just being romantic about Vermont.
Romanticizing.
Exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I have nothing more to say, but do you have anything else you wanted to say or add or share?
Yeah, I mean, you always hear the saying, hike your own hike. And I think that rings true. And people can use it in a derogatory way. Like if they see someone, this still frustrates me. And I get it, but I kind of don't get it whenever I see people like doing a through hike and setting up camp at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It still really bothers
It still really bothers me. But hike your own hike. But there is real truth to that. And I wish that more people would say that and actually mean it. Because when I've said it in the past, I'm like, well, I don't know why the hell they're doing that, but whatever, it's their hike. That's how I would use hike your own hike. And I think it can be used in a lot more of an understanding way. I saw when I was driving through Colorado up in the mountains, I saw a road sign, how they'll have like digital displays for the weather warnings.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, less road rage, more grace. So yeah, more grace for people in their process. As long as we're out there respecting nature and enjoying it and being good all around folks. Like show each other the same level of respect, even if they're not doing it through hike.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Who cares how many miles you've done in a day?
Unless you're trying to get to town.
Oh, now that matters.
Then you care.
Then you care because you really want that burger and beer.
Oh, yeah. So we hope that this clarified maybe where we're at in our process. And, maybe it gives you some hope for other through hikers. And just know that we're not all like stuck up elitists. We can be badasses, but also cool with just.
Or we can just be normal people.
Yeah.
We're just normal people who go on walks and hikes every day, actually.
Very long walks.
But we also just go on walks every day with Loba.
We have to.
Yes. And so we are just walking. Like, we're just walking.
Well, thanks for listening in. This is kind of a shorter episode for us, but
it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, I know. But we're really glad that you listened all the way to hear this. It means a lot. And yeah, this is kind of like our passion project, and we hope that you enjoy it.
And thank you so much to Stephen Bosworth for editing this episode today.
Yeah. He's our newest editor on our team.
Yes.
He's got a
Claps
background
to him.
in audio engineering, and we're super stoked to have him.
Yeah, we're really excited. And thank you so much to the Fire Once Lost for our intro and our outro. We love it. It's called the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, yeah. We'll get on that trail one day.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will. If you got any questions, comments, anything at all, feel free to shoot us an email at yetiwalksintobasecamp@gmail.com. We do have a Patreon, which is linked in the show notes. You can always follow us on there because you're not going to get a whole lot of posts on our social media right now.
Please, yes, and please leave us a review.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Leave us a review. Let us know what you think.
And following the cadence of this episode and our whole new mindset on the world of hiking. We just call it hiking because that's what it is. It's hiking, not through hiking versus backpacking, whatever. Following that cadence, it doesn't matter what trail you're on. At the end of the day, we're all just out there walking.
And we hope if we ever see you, we will all say to each other, Happy trails.